Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home.
Today we have a vintage Dunhill service lighter. This one, although it did not show a whole lot of signs of functional wear, it definitely shows some wear to the painted finish. There's plenty of missing paint and other blemishes, but also a very nicely functioning World War II era service light. There you can see on what was the back side the way it was sitting that there is some paint loss, a great deal of paint loss, and also some corrosion to the finish. I noticed in the video where I cleaned out the flint tube in this lighter that as I was blowing the lighter off at one point, you could see paint flying off the surface of the lighter. It's just sort of the collateral damage of handling and using and cleaning something like this that was made so long ago and then has been discarded and set aside. And if you've seen that video, you saw the degraded flint that was in the fuel cap, and really a little bit of a mess of a lighter, but not any longer. You can also see that wick is nice and clean, has been trimmed. That wick is not a wire woven Zippo style wick like you might be used to experiencing in your vintage lighters. So it may take a bit to get this wick exactly where it needs to be, to where the snuffer will close over it. Just something to keep in mind. Here you can see, as we mentioned earlier, it is a brown painted finish. I'm trying to remember what other colors I've seen. I believe there was legitimately a blue version. Seems like I've seen a gray version, maybe even red. This is not a crackle painted finish like we're on so many of the flip top lighters. And this is also a rudimentary semi-automatic mechanism that works really well. Reminds me of the Sunflower 6806, also of some of the IMCO lighters in function and design. The flint tube has been cleared of the degraded, dusty old flint that was blocking it. There's our spring. And there is the clipper flint that we installed in it. Flint back down the tube. Flint spring. And screw. Everything still seems to be moving in the right direction. But that wick was very frayed, so we simply pulled it up and snipped it off. Commented during the live stream earlier about the flint spring screw in these. I've always thought it was really cool that looks like a flower. It's in the form of a flower. Also, this is a different variety of fuel cap than I have seen in these before. I don't know that any of them were necessarily more or less common than the others, but the ones that I have experienced before were machined out of aluminum. This is also perhaps aluminum, but it's kind of a shell design with a little cap here and spare wick underneath. There was plenty of old spare flint that had turned to dust that was in there, but that all cleaned up nicely enough. So this lighter does show paint loss, corrosion, dings, dents, wear, scuffs, scratches, other wear, etc. Has had the flint tube cleared of old degraded flint, new flint installed. Had the wick trimmed. And not so much because it was a little dirty, just because it was so frayed that it would not fit under the snuffer. But that will be included with the lighter. A very nice piece of history. World War II service lighter. From the looks of it and the condition, I don't think it actually saw any service. But it is still a Dunhill service lighter, nonetheless. Really cool piece of history. Until next time.